being said, we wanted to continue that cause, and we wanted to do it so other people could join us this particular Thursday night. So thank you guys all for participating and joining in. Now, just to be clear, Thursday night's not the only time that we make phone calls. We do it all the time. But the reality is that right now it is a good time to be able to get in touch with people, and a good time to be able to reach people and to talk to people. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, Michael, you were saying yesterday on a webinar that we were doing that the amount of phone calls that you've gotten, junk phone calls, if you will, has went down significantly in the past 24, 48 hours.
Yep.
And in addition to that, the other thing that I've noticed is that a lot more people are answering the phone than did, say, I don't know, a week ago. Has anybody else experienced that? So
yes, we had our virtual team meeting earlier today, and our agents were saying that they're having more conversations and longer conversations right now. People more willing to talk, people wanting to spill their guts. So it's just I mean, I've been in real estate for 8 years, and from what I've seen in my career and from talking to people, this is the best time we've ever had for people to answer the phone.
Sure.
That I've ever seen, at least. So it's an amazing opportunity. It's a terrible situation we're in, but it's an amazing opportunity for us to go out to people and be real and authentic.
Yeah. So let's jump right in and talk about that then. So let's go for, and Madam, I'm calling you in a minute, Lance, a couple other people here, but let's go into that for a minute, Michael. So it's you said more conversations, longer conversation, more meaningful conversations, obviously probably slightly less fruit in terms of appointments booked, but let's get into what a conversation may look and feel like right now versus what it was, say, a week ago.
Right. So we've encouraged our agents to talk about, it was something I got off another Facebook group, but what were you doing before all this craziness happened? And what are you hoping to do after we get through all this craziness? I love new lines because it's not like, hey, we're looking to get you out and put you in danger and show you a house today.
Sure.
It's, hey, what were your dreams and what are your dreams? And let's about it. And that gets people talking like crazy.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So you don't come across having commission breath, right?
Right. Yeah. Even though we always do, but
right. Yeah, you still do, but at least you're asking about it. So it's interesting. So what were your plans before all this crazy mess happened? And what do you plan on doing after the fact? So just enlighten me a bit more on that conversation. So previously, obviously it was, you're looking for a home. I saw you on the website, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's the old script. And I think that's still part of it, but I think you only go there after they give you the green light that it's okay to go there. And so I think there's some surface talk, some surface conversation, some rapport building, some discussion points ahead of time prior to the fact of going there. And so let's just role practice that for a minute, if you don't mind, Michael. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Let's go for it. So I'm gonna take the easy part. I'm gonna be the consumer, and I know you're a rock star real estate agent. Again, Michael's one of our real estate coaches, realty partners, and crushes deals and absolutely slays it. So let's just discuss it a little bit. Let's role practice a little bit. So how can we open up and warm up to the conversation? So let's just go for it.
Yeah. Hey, is this Jeff?
Yeah, it's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, this is Michael Baird with the Baird team. Hey, look, I saw you were checking out some homes on our real estate site, and I know you're not probably looking to do anything until all this craziness is over, but just wanted to talk for a couple of minutes about what you're hoping to do once we get past all this.
Wonderful. I love it. Yeah. Well, gosh, man, this thing is crazy. We were hoping to buy a house, and now with everything going on, we're just not sure if we want to buy a house right now. We don't exactly know what we want to do. And that's kind of where we're stuck at, Michael. So what are your thoughts?
Hey, I totally understand. I think we're all kind of uncertain right now, not sure what's going on, but the good news is, hey, at least here in Denver, real estate still happens. Good news is if you want to get out and see a house, we can still do that. But most of our clients are kind of opting towards either some virtual tours, video tours of homes, or to just keep updated on the market and really get a good idea of what they're looking for when the time's right. Would you be interested in something like that? Maybe go out and virtually show you a few homes?
Yeah, I love it. Awesome, dude. Good job, Michael. Appreciate that. Appreciate the feedback, man. Appreciate it. All right, Agent Ann, in the comments section, if you have something to add, throw it into the chat. Also throw it into our Facebook group. We'll monitor those comments as well. Agent Ann, you'll go ahead and unmute yourself. I got something here for you. You say your call time has averaged going from 3 minutes, 4 minutes to approximately 6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
elaborate on that for us a little bit. What is that in the background, by the way?
I hung up a tapestry so we didn't have to look at,
Beautiful.
Deadpool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're not looking at Deadpool no more. We're looking at prettiness.
I hear you. I like it. Well, what is it? What is the tapestry? What is that?
It's a mandala with a moon and astrology, my weirdness.
Hey, it's not weird as you. It's your personality type. So it's all good. I like it. So thank you for weighing in. So tell us about it. So the call time has went up. Tell us what that looks like.
So typically what we like to do is try and keep our calls within 3 to 4 minutes. That way we're not getting hung up on the looky-loos or the not so serious people. Mm-hmm. And I'm a talker, as you know. And so at this time, I've been able to kind of turn around things and allow my talking skills to, ask them how they're doing. And it really, like Michael was saying, opening up that big, umbrella of things of what's going on in their life and what it looks like for the future.
It's the umbrella of trust.
There you go.
I like it. Building rapport. Yeah. That's huge. That's really good. So tell us what a call is about, though. So how are you getting them to open up? I think, and two, there's a lot of people that are watching this that, again, there's some people that are, I see John Marone, thank you for tuning in. Alexa, I see you there as well. Massive opportunity within this obstacle. It's true story. Story. So massive opportunity to reach people. Now here's the interesting thing. So I look at the call counts. I have our sales managers look at the call counts. Half of the agents in our company right now, and I'm assuming a lot of the other offices are this way, the other teams that are this way, half of the agents in the company right now want zero to do with calling and prospecting. And the other half is taking it and just taking it to the moon and back, man, just cleaning up, honestly. And first and foremost, I want to say there's a group of people out there that are a little nervous to make phone calls during this time because A, I don't know what to say. B, I don't know if I want anybody calling me. C, it's I don't know whether I'll come across the wrong way. And here's the thing that I think it's important that everybody understands. And we mentioned this on yesterday's webinar as well, but basically we are living in a 90-day life cycle in real estate. What that means is the amount of money in the contracts that were written this past week. And by the way, tons of contracts written in the past 7 days. Tons of contracts, listings still going. And here's the reason that is. In real estate, the activity doesn't happen. People don't wake up one day and go do a real estate transaction the next day. It's not like a TV purchase or something like that where I wake up, it's I feel like I need a new TV. I'm gonna go buy one, and therefore I go out and buy one and bring it home, whatever, right? So it's not like that. Real estate is something that takes months to plan. It's weeks to talk about, a search for the right house. It's a 30, 50-day escrow period, which is a lot of you guys, have different rules in that state. But the point I'm getting at is all the activity that is happening right now happened because of the hard work and effort that was put in January, February, even maybe December, and so forth and so on. And so then in February, all of that work, those people may be temporarily on hold, or maybe they still press forward. Some of you guys in your areas have a mandatory stay at home. Some of you do not, depending whether you're rural, area, city, urban, et cetera, et cetera. And so the point that I bring up here is that just because you call and make a relationship with somebody today doesn't mean that you're pushing them to go out and buy a house tomorrow. All right. And that's what Michael was saying. Michael was saying, let's just have a conversation and talk. And here's the thing. It might even be that for those of you guys that are nervous about coming across as pushy or salesy, that you actually can brighten this person's day up and help them to think and talk about something versus them sitting at home being depressed. And so maybe their friend got sick, or maybe their friend got laid off. Who knows? The point is that the world's not necessarily ending, but in their mind at that point in time, it's dude, you know what? I'm just not having a great day. So maybe they decide, hey, bored, I want to jump online. The amount of leads that are still flowing into databases right now are huge. And so those people are open to talking right now. So if they're open to talking, we at least establish a relationship, talk to these people and sort of, go through that process. So I think that's what you're saying, Ann, is how do we get into the wheel of trust, talking to them? And because it's a 90-day business, guys, it's important to note that I would think most of us would bet that 90 days from now, we should be out of the waters on this. If not, you probably never tune into the call to begin with. But I would assume most of the people on this call think that hopefully 90 days from now, most of this is past. Well, here's the newsflash. Most of the people that you're going to be calling and talking to aren't going to be doing business for 90 days anyway. The people that are doing business today and next week are the ones you actually talk to February, January. So because of that, we can't afford to not get on the phone, not talk to people, not prospect, not to build relationships. And so internally, as you guys that are in our company know, one thing that we've done is we've recently just increase the number of keepers that our agents have access to based on their call output. So the agents that are wanting to, grind, dig deep right now, more of those relationships they're able to nurture and keep for that 60 to 90 day window down the road, so that now, boom, whenever that time comes and the gates open up, then all of a sudden, all of this is going to come to fruition. Because here's the thing, the minute that this whole thing lifts, restaurants are open back up, sporting events are back up, people, 80% or more of the people that are unemployed now will be reemployed, and things will just get better immediately. And that's why this is significantly different than the 2008 crash, because in 2008, people just quit wanting to spend money. Right now, people want to spend money, they just can't. They can't go out and do it. But so here's the thing, whenever it comes time that they can, they're going to go out and do it. And the people that they built relationships with during this time, over the next 30 days or however long that we happen to be stuck in this funk, the people that they build relationships with are who they're going to walk forward. The other opportunity that I want to make sure that everybody understands is that 95% of real estate agents out there that don't have a plan, that don't have a database, that don't have leads, that don't have any action items, which is the opposite of most everybody on this call, because you're a part of a team, or at least you're a solo agent, but a top producing agent, or else you probably wouldn't even be in the group that we're doing this call in. You have some kind of a plan, and even if that plan means that you're a team member of a team leader that has a plan that's invested into leads or is invested in a technology in order to weather the storm. The reason that's so critical is the average real estate agent out there is simply goes to social events, social outings, sphere of influence, and they wait for the phone to ring, or they wait till they bump into somebody at a party that they talk to. Here's the problem. None of that stuff's happening right now, which is frustrating for us, but it creates a big opportunity for us, because we happen to have people's names and numbers and email addresses of people searching for homes in your area. Man, the average agent doesn't have that. 95% of agents out there have 0 leads or 0 CRM. And I know that sounds weird, but it's just the case. They have no idea who they're calling. So all of the agents that are on this call, the team members that are on this call, I implore you, right now is the time. You don't have to ask them to go see houses tomorrow if you're not comfortable with that. That's not the script. The script is, how are you doing? What were your plans before this? What are your plans after? Instead of talking about what we're going to go do tomorrow, what are you going to do after this whole mess blows over? And I think if we come at it from that approach, it'll be a lot easier. I want to bring in Matt Carnes. Matt, welcome to the call. Thank you for joining us. I'd like for you, Matt's our ISA manager, Pressures, that does an amazing job. You and your team there have been kind of doing the best you can to try and talk to people and build relationships and nurtures. What are you guys seeing on your side?
We're seeing, just like Ann said, we're seeing a lot of people answering the phone. Both new leads and old ones. So first of all, hey everybody, hope everybody's doing good. It's good to see everyone. I have instructed the team to pretend like we're the only 4 people calling. I told them that there's probably, in the state of South Carolina, there's probably not a whole lot of people that are seeing this as an opportunity to not only help people who need some help now, but also build a pipeline. So we have just kind of shifted just a tiny bit. We're still doing everything that we were doing before, but we're acknowledging that there's, something strange going on. The world's a bit upside down. We're asking how they are doing, just like you said on the call the other day. And we're trying to circle that into our normal questions of what's the reason for your move? Why are you looking to do something? How far have you gotten up into this point when everything just started to die down? And like Michael said, what are your plans when you get going again? So the one thing that we're seeing is, like Ann said, we're seeing longer conversations. We're seeing a lot of hangups. We are seeing a lot of people that are questioning, why in the world are you calling about real estate at this time? And then they hang up on us. But that's just kind of the goal, is you've got to weed through those that don't want to speak with you to get to the ones that do. And with what we're trying to figure out is, we're trying to figure out who wants help now. We're trying to figure out who wants help in 1 to 2 weeks. And we're trying to figure out who wants help in 3 to 4 weeks. So if we can build that pipeline and we can circle back to it here in a couple of weeks for those who want to see this thing blow over a little bit, then, we're going to have a bunch of people calling. I think that over the last day or so, I think I've added maybe 15 to 20 people, not to my keepers, but just people that I'm going to be following up with in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. And then just the other day, I got a appointment for a listing appointment face to face for Thomas Harrison. So that guy is, wanting to do something now, and they are still out there. There are people that just want to move forward with it. And I've told the team what we do now will prepare us for this when this thing does blow over, that we're going to be helping not just a lot of clients, but we're going to be helping a lot of agents get back on their feet and get the ball rolling to resume normalcy and how often they're speaking with people. And we're just trying to load everybody up with as many appointments as we can now in a couple of weeks.
I love it. I like it. Perfect, man. So I love what I'm going back to what Michael said here. What were your plans before all this happened? And what are your plans going to be when all this blows over? I think that's just
Jeff. I like what do you hope to do once all this blows over? Kind of create that hope and visualization that people are lacking right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that in the group and put that in the comments here. And what do you hope to do when all this blows over? Yeah, that's beautiful. Lance Overstreet, jump in there and tell us what you're seeing on your side.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, I think we have to be careful not to let our own personal perceptions of what's going on interfere with the conversation we're having with the person on the other side of things. I think everybody, is in their own reality right now about how big or how small or whatever is going on with this. And I think it's important for us to kind of offer that listening ear because we have people that, we're going to be connecting with that have lost their jobs, that have family members that are ill, people who are living in a bubble and just think that we're way overreacting and everything's going to be fine, in all different scopes of that. And so I think it's important that we approach every conversation, every phone call with an open mind about, whatever is going on the other side of that phone. We've got to be open and ready to deal with that and be adaptable to whatever the needs are of that person on the other side, as opposed to going in with our own preconceived notions of what the direction this phone call is going to go, or what the situation is with everything, or what the timeline might be. Is being able to go in with that open mind, going in with that customer service attitude, but at the same time, opening up like, how are y'all doing? How are y'all faring in all of this? Are y'all still working, or, you hunkered down at home? How's the family? How are your supplies? Things like that going. And then using that transition, kind of like what Michael was talking about, what are your hopes? What are your plans? What are your goals that you want to achieve coming out on the other side of this thing? Whether that be buying, selling, whatever it might be, and then, helping them, narrow that down a little bit and kind of transition a lot to very close to what our script always is. When, in the perfect world, how many bedrooms do you want? In a perfect world, what's your time frame that you'd like to sell your house, or whatever it might be, and transitioning it back to the things that we know work and are tried and true, but starting it off with that understanding of trying to get to know them a little bit, get to know their situation. And in situations like this, the old adages, I feel like, really come into play. People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. Things like that, I think, really come to play here, because if you do come at it with just that business first approach and just say, well, hey, and you were on my website and just want to see how your home search is going, they're going to shut you down immediately. And, that's the people who are hanging up. That's the people that are, they're moving on and laughing and saying your industry is in the clunk and you guys aren't ever going to see the light of day again. So I think it's important to build those connections, build those relationships, build those bonds, find a way to connect with people. Right now, the one thing that's uniting all of us is that all of us in some way are affected by this thing. So we all have something in common. And so it's really easy to make that connection with people on some level. And so trying to find that connection and build that connection is what's going to allow us to be able to help these people, whether it be tomorrow or whether it be a month, 3 months, 6 months down the road, whatever it might be.
All right, beautiful. Sounds great. Let's Whitney Muncie, I want you to chime in here. It's time for us to do some role practice. The good news is you get to pick somebody. So based on our people that are on the line here, tell me who you want to pick to do a role practice with. I see a lot of good suspects here.
Ooh. I am going to go with team 3. How about team roll? Somebody from team roll, George or Reagan.
All right, sweet. I
All
know
right, let me
Ray.
get unmuted here.
All right, we can hear you, buddy. We can hear you, George.
What's up?
Welcome to the call. So yeah, we have a request to do some more. Hey, Reagan, how are you doing? George, good to see you guys. Welcome
What's
along.
up, George and Reagan?
Yeah.
Good to see
That's
you.
good.
Hey,
What up, Denver?
Sherman, I'll talk to you offline.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. So here's the question. I'd like for you guys to weigh in on this. So we'd like to do a role practice, and specifically, here's what it's about. What are some examples, especially the opening of how we introduce ourselves, why we're calling in order to sort of cushion, the conversation so they don't come across as the jerk.
I've been telling people, these are unprecedented times. How are you and your family? Are you getting through this okay? We hope that you are. Those kind of things.
So George and I have and our team knows this, two completely different ways of doing everything. So I've been sticking to the same script. Hey, this is Reagan from Charleston. Just wanted to reach out. This is Reagan from Cooking Charleston. Just wanted to reach out and see how your home search is going. And I stop. And that's my every time they pick up message. I don't say, is this so-and-so or may I speak with? I just go into that and they start talking. And even just a few days ago, got a Edisto buyer that's looking to pay cash for $300,000 property, and they're ready to move. So it's working.
It's working. I like it. Have you got anybody that's been pissed off?
Oh yes, but mainly just about the labels.
I don't get too many people pissed off.
I got
Poor
chewed
Reagan.
out 3 times in the last week. I don't know that holiday. But that's all right.
All right, listen. So how about thank you for weighing in, John Marone. Thank you for joining the call as well. John is Mr. Rockstar, lead converter. So John, let's do a little role practice. Tell me what you mentioned in the comments. I saw you said something about, hey, if they don't want to get together, let's just go for the virtual appointment. So tell us more about that and how we can do the opening and figure out where we need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing is about innovating, right? Now's a perfect time to truly take the competitive edge in your marketplace. So a lot of us are sitting back and we're trying the same old strategies and getting the same results. Always talk about change strategy and changing results. I think now is an opportune time to create leverage. And so what I mean by that is becoming the virtual real estate experts. A lot of clients, they don't really even understand that they could take an appointment virtually. They can go ahead and see a home virtually. We can close them virtually. Now, I'm not telling you to do that whole entire process, but the biggest thing with real estate is that most clients, most prospects do not think that their agent understands their problem. 86%, right? And they usually don't, because we usually ask how many bedrooms, how many bath, okay, what location, all these what questions, when the what doesn't really matter because the what's always change. So as the person before was talking about, the script remains the same. I'm just articulating a little bit different value propositions in order for them to see the value in what I'm speaking about. And as Michael was talking about, we're not going to ignore the fact. I'm not going to go in and try to set the appointment and act like nothing's happening. And by utilizing my tonality, then I can go ahead and create a lot of empathy and energy that's contagious. And so when I have the conversations with a lot of the clients and I'm talking to them about how to create that tonality, because that's the first thing. We could role play all day, but you got to go ahead and role play the proper way, right? And the proper way is standing up, feet on the ground, posture up, and do it like you're actually playing a championship game. So many of us, Jeff, are role playing like it's preseason, right? And then you get on the phone and guess what? Still preseason. But when you role play like it's a championship game, because that right there will then start firing off the signals in your brain and start wiring, right? The more it fires, the more it wires. And so every time I practice, I want to stand up. I want to get my energy up. And I want to truly go ahead and create that perfect practice that creates perfect, as my man Brian Moses says, right? And so that's the route I'd want to go. But going back to everybody's point, there is so much opportunity right now within this obstacle. I promise you. But it's all about shifting our perspective. See, we cannot choose the circumstances that are going on around us, guys. We can't. And that creates uncertainties when we try to control all these things that are going on around us. And that's why a lot of us, this uncertainty settles in, and then we don't pick up the phone and call. We're timid on the phone. We don't have this confidence. get rid of the trying to control outside circumstances and control what you can control, which is your habits, which is getting on these calls with everybody on here, dialing, which I would double your dials starting now, and then going ahead and getting better, keeping a sales journal so you can go ahead and make those pivots faster, quicker. And we all want certainty. It's a human need, but you're never going to find it in circumstances that are outside our control. So control what you can control to create the certainty that you need to fill that need as a human. And you're doing it right now, but do it every single day, all day, every day. Release the external circumstances and try to control it. But for everybody, become the virtual experts, whatever that looks like for you. I'm sure you guys have sold homes virtually before, whether it's 1 or 500. And if you're new on here, ask your broker, ask your team lead, hey, how many have we closed? Because you don't need to talk about how many you've closed, but hey, as a group, collectively, our company has closed 500 appointments or 500 homes virtually. Did you know that was a possibility? No, I didn't. You know, a lot of people don't. So, hey, why don't we just do this? Like, I'm not asking you to go buy a house tomorrow. That's crazy. Let's just meet face-to-face virtually. And this way you can hear my strategy, make sure it makes sense for you. And then also make sure that I'm a good fit for you. So if something does come on the market that checks all the boxes off, then you at least have the opportunity to go take a look at it. Is that fair? Sure, that's fair. Perfect. So what is it? 3 or 4 bedrooms you're looking for? 4. Interesting. Why 4 bedrooms? And now I go right back into my script.
Beautiful. Well said. I like it. All right. Who wants to do a role practice? Who's willing to be the agent? I'm interested. John, we're going to choose you, and we're going to choose you to choose somebody if somebody doesn't raise their hand. So you pick somebody.
All right, so I'm going to choose somebody to be the agent. Perfect.
That's right. That's right.
How about this? Who wants to be the agent? Let's see who's going to walk in faith and not back away in fear. Who wants to be? If not, then I'll just do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's see. Usually when I do this for conversion day, everybody looks away. So I say, if you're looking away, you're going to get it. So I'm scrolling through everybody's screen right now. Let's see. Hold on. I got to see some. All right. So somebody that really wants it. Seems like
I got one right here. Clayton Hall.
I was going to go Whitney because Whitney and I have had conversations before. And I was going to challenge her.
Let's do. All right. Let's try Whitney. Let's give Whitney a shot. And then after
because Whitney knows I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So she won't be too offended if I'm too beat her up too bad.
I won't be offended.
I know.
Hey, so Whitney, by the way, says don't practice with your money, right, John? What is that? Tell me, what's that about?
Yeah, man. You don't practice on money. You don't. Especially, like, oh, it's not my money. It's my broker's money. It don't make a difference. If you were owning the business, would you act the same exact way? And that's something I challenge everybody. Like if it was John Inc., right? If it was John Inc., would you still be doing the same things, or would you do things a little bit differently? Yeah. We would all do things differently. So I would encourage everybody that is on here that's an agent, single agent, whatever. It's your own business, right? You're just lucky enough to have somebody else paying the bills, but act as if it's your own business. That would be my push for everybody on here.
All right, let's jump into it. Whitney, you get to be the agent.
Okay, just for the record, because we all know it's easier, I'm turning my camera off. We'll return shortly.
All right, let's go for it.
All right. Ring.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey there, John.
No, this isn't John.
Okay, John. Listen. Sorry about that. God. Sorry, John. I was saying John because I'm used to talking to you. Ring. I'm starting over.
Okay.
Ring.
Hello.
Hey there. This is Whitney from the real estate website here in Charleston. I noticed that you registered on my site recently. Just out of curiosity, are you looking to buy in the next 3 to 6 months, or are you just browsing?
Yeah, I didn't register on anything.
Okay. Well, understand. So sometimes that happens. Let's just get to this then. Are you looking to buy in the next 3 to 6 months? Do you happen to be looking for real estate, or are you just kind of browsing around on the internet?
I was probably browsing around, just, bored, sitting in quarantine.
Okay, perfect. I understand that, as we all are, John. Listen, let me ask you a quick question. What's prompted you to browse aside from being stuck in the house for the last couple weeks? The wife and I need to get into a bigger space for sure. Oh gosh. Yeah. Is it just you and the wife right now?
It's me, my wife, our 2.5-year-old, and hopefully another one on the way.
Okay. That's exciting news. Let me ask you, what size is the home you're living in right now?
Right now we live in a 2-bedroom condo.
Oh, yikes. John, you need some space, don't you?
Yeah, I need some space. My wife needs some space. My 2-year-old needs a space. My dog needs his own space. So I would say, yeah.
You're essentially in quarantine every day, even when you come home from work, right, John?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I
get
just
it.
can't go to the bar and drink it off.
I get it. I understand. Let me ask you also, John, what would it be like? How would it feel to have a little more space, to maybe have something, a 3-4 bedroom home where you guys had some space of your own plus a yard and some area for your kids to play? What would that look like for you guys?
I mean, that'd be huge, but I don't want a yard.
No yard. Okay.
No, definitely no yard because, I don't do maintenance like that.
You don't do maintenance. Okay, fair enough. So you're looking for a single family, or you're looking for still kind of a condo, just larger?
Definitely a single family, small yard though, nothing too crazy.
Small yard. Okay. So what I'm hearing, John, is that you're in a tight space right now, even on top of the quarantine, which probably makes this a little harder on you guys. And it would benefit you and the rest of your family to find something larger, whether it's quarantine time or everyday life, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Like right now though, like I said, I am just browsing. I don't know when the time's going to come, but
Yeah.
We definitely need something bigger, and I can let you know for sure when that time does come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're definitely going to keep in touch, but I don't want to talk with you just when you're ready to buy, John. I'd prefer to kind of build a relationship with you and talk with you along the way. What is I know with quarantine right now, you guys pretty handy with technology, you and your wife? You guys familiar with Zoom or FaceTime?
Yeah. I Zoom and FaceTime actually.
Okay, perfect. So let's do this, John. I understand that you guys are way out. I get right now, it's a lot going on. Aside from everyday stress, we have this whole COVID-19 thing going on, and everyone is, uncertainty is kind of taking over all of us. So let's get our mind off of that, and let's kind of meet face-to-face virtually and just kind of get a plan together. Let's lay out some items, some things that you guys are wanting to achieve, set some goals for your home buying process. And then as time gets closer, we'll meet in person once this kind of blows over.
Yeah, I mean, how about this? How about, in like a month or so when things do kind of blow over, hopefully, we can go ahead and call me back and we could talk then.
Yeah. John, I get your hesitation. Can I ask you a question? Are you hesitant because you feel like your timeline isn't urgent, or are you hesitant because you're uncertain with everything that's going on right now?
I would say a little bit of both.
Okay, fair enough. So here's what I'd like to do, John. I don't want to be pushy, okay? So this is just me talking to you friend to friend right now. I don't want you to feel uncertain about what's going on, but I completely can relate. If you are going to, God forbid, go to trial for a murder trial, would you choose to meet your attorney day of court, or would you rather meet them prior to?
Well, I mean, I've been on trial for some things, not murder yet. Some of you guys do know that. I definitely want to meet them prior.
Yeah. So kind of the same thing here, John, with real estate. This is a big deal, right? Your family obviously means a lot to you. We don't want to play this off kind of a let's go, we're 5 minutes late, the alarm just went off type thing. Let's do this in advance. No pressure. Leave your checkbook. We're not going to have you sign anything. I just want to meet you, John. I want to see you. I want to see your family. Please get your kids on, or one on the way, your dog. Let's just have a quick 15-minute get to know and kind of build a game plan. How's that sound?
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I'm not sure when, but we could definitely do that.
Okay, fair enough. What is right now with your all schedule? What's a good time look like for you throughout the day?
Maybe Monday.
Monday. Okay. I can double check. Mondays are usually pretty booked up for me. Do you think, John, Tuesday maybe at around noon or around 4:30 would work for you guys?
I have a slip and slide date with my daughter until 11, so noon will work. Yeah.
Noon, perfect. Good. Slip and slides are fun. Do you do an old school, John, where you just roll out a tarp and throw some Dawn dish detergent, let your eyes burn real good, or you gonna do it like the one from Walmart?
No, definitely the one from Target, not Walmart.
Target.
From Target.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're fancy, John. I like it. That's Target.
Of course.
Okay, fair enough. Good deal. So we'll do that. We'll do 11. We'll do noon on Tuesday, John. And I'm gonna send you a quick email reminder. If you get that, just select yes so we can keep this on point. I'll also send you an email with the Zoom link in it as well. And I look forward to meeting you and your family.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, you got it. Thanks.
Boom. Give Whitney a hand, guys. That's awesome. Congratulations. All right. Good news. Good news. Whitney, John is now the agent and you are the client. So reverse it up. Let's get it going.
Can I give feedback really quick?
Yeah.
Or we do that
please,
afterwards. I don't know how you guys do the call.
No, you're fine.
No, you're good. Go ahead. No, you're good, John. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So first off, like that was very good. You used a lot of the scripts that we have went over before, and very impressive. The few things I would change, and that's only when you hear me give kickback, it's because of like something you said, like registered, right? We want to eliminate the words registered and signed up on our language, just because it does freak people out. But otherwise, opening line, crushed it. And then you broke down the court analogy. I loved it. The next step though is, as soon as I say no, I want to meet them before. Simply just ask, and why would you want to do that? It's stupid, I know, and it sounds like, why would you ask that? You know why? Because that right there will have him doing a telling, and that person doing a telling is doing a selling. I want to hear their strategy. Well, John, exactly. Doing the biggest transaction of your life, I want to make sure that you understand our strategy so it makes sense for you. Another one was, you had really good tonality, and you were very easy. Like you were just flowing it. You were very good tonality, but very, very conversational. I would, for you, use the Sullivan nod more. You ended conversations without the Sullivan nod. And what I mean by that is Sullivan nod in the physical worlds, where we shake our heads and our mirror neurons go off and we all start shaking our heads. Hey, it's this price. Does that sound good? Well, we do that verbally by saying, does that make sense? Wouldn't you agree? Does that sound fair? Little things like that at the end of like the questions you ask me. And it would just go such a long way instead of just a dead silence. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. You crushed it though. Like that was good. All right, you ready?
So I'm the person on the other end of the phone, correct? I'm the buyer. And you're the agent.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm ready. I don't have to turn my camera on for this, by the way.
Practice how we do it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, make sure you go hard on Whitney, okay? No easy shit.
I got you.
She's going to stump me. She's good. I already know. She already got some tricks up her sleeve. I know it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, this is John with the Home Search site. So you're taking a look at some homes over in the Destin area. Just curious, you looking to make a move in the next 3 to 6 months, or are you just browsing?
John, I don't know if you've realized, but there's a worldwide crisis going on right now. So no, we're not looking to move anytime soon, unless it's, I don't know, 2 years from now when all this is over with.
Oh, absolutely. No, I completely understand. So look, I just wanted to give you a call because I know that you're taking a look at some homes. I'm just curious, what do you hope to accomplish when this is all over? What's some things that you hope to accomplish when you're looking for a home?
Clean bill of health and, I don't know, like a nice yard or something.
Okay, tell me about your current situation.
I'm currently stuck in a home with 2 dogs, a 12-year-old who thinks he's at least 17 and I know nothing, and my wonderful fiance. Do you feel the sarcasm?
Yeah, you have a 12-year-old thinks I know everything. I have a 2.5-year-old that thinks I know anything. So I guess it doesn't stop. Does it not stop?
It never stops, John.
Okay, so we're gonna have another call about how you can help me through this. So you said you had 2 dogs. What kind of dogs?
They're golden retrievers.
Oh, awesome. And so right now in your current home, do you have a space for them to run around and play? Is that something that you're looking for in a new home?
They pretty much own the home. I mean, they run everywhere.
They run everywhere?
Yeah.
all over you guys?
Exactly.
Absolutely. So when looking at a new home, are you thinking 3 or 4 bedrooms?
I don't know. At least 3, probably 3 or 4, I guess.
Okay. And why is 3 or 4, those particular numbers important to you?
Well, I just said, John, I got 2 dogs and a kid and a husband or fiance that I don't really want to be in the room with all the time. So need some space for them to get out of my hair.
You need some space. Do you currently not have that space where you're currently living?
I mean, we have some space, but it's just not, we can't really make it our own right now.
Why is that?
Well, because we're renting. We don't own a home, so we're renting and got to do whatever the landlord says.
Yeah, I've been there many years, and that's definitely frustrating. So right now you're renting, looking into get a home. This is gonna be your first home?
Yeah, it'll be our first one.
Perfect. And we're not obviously gonna be looking at homes tomorrow because we definitely have some time with the quarantine, like you keep talking about. But I do want to ask you this. So you have your dogs, you have your 4 bedrooms. What else is there like that's super important for you when you're looking at a new home?
I don't know. I really just like to browse. I mean, really, I want all the things that we can't necessarily have. Just like to look at the pretty houses. So I'm good actually, John, just using the website.
Okay, absolutely. If there was something off market that wasn't on the website, would you want me to send that to you as well?
Well, my lease isn't up for another 8 months or so, and Destin's a pretty hot market. So you and I both know that home would be sold before I was able to purchase it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the greatest thing is 8 months is actually when people start looking. Let me tell you why, Whitney, because 8 months gives us enough time to really see exactly what you want, hear our strategy, make sure if there's any kind of things that we need to do for your credit, that we can get those things fixed. So when 8 months comes up, you're ready to rock and roll, and you're not living in, another rental for another 3 months while your perfect home comes on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I know you got 8 months, so we got a good amount of time. But what I want to do for you is I want to show you our strategy, and I want to make sure that you're getting the homes that really fit your lifestyle and your needs. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. So you talked about, you want a yard. You talked about you want 4 bedrooms. What else is there so I can make sure that you're not getting useless emails?
4 bedrooms, probably 2 stories, like a master down. A yard, but a good sized yard, so a decent lot. We're on a pond lot right now, so we'd love to have that type of view, still a pond lot. Toilet and a bed, John, toilet and a bed.
But you want toilet paper, right? Because right now
I'm stocked up.
Oh, you're stocked up?
My name should have been Karen. I've been couponing I've prepared for this way before it happened.
Well, you know what? We might be doing some bartering and get you a house for some toilet paper over here in this house. So you're living on a pod now. Is there anything else that you'd want in this new home that you don't currently have in your house?
Nope, that's all.
Okay. So the next step is this. Are you familiar with a Zoom meeting or possibly FaceTime?
Yeah, I FaceTime often.
Okay, awesome. So we're actually the virtual showing experts and virtual real estate experts in this market. We sold over 200 homes last year, all virtually. And most people don't even realize that you can do it virtually. So it's actually coming in handy right now, obviously during this crisis. So the next step is this. We'll go ahead, we'll set up a quick FaceTime call for you and any other decision maker. And then we can just show you our strategy, make sure that we're a good fit, make sure the strategy makes sense for you. And then when the time comes, when things start cooling down, when you see those homes on the market, then you'll have the opportunity to go take a look at them with the right person and the right strategy. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, awesome. So what works better for you, Thursday or Friday?
Probably Friday.
Interesting. Okay, what time?
Gosh, could you do like 6:30 Friday evening?
6:30 Friday evening. You know what? Let me take a look. Yeah, yep, I can. So I can set you up for 6:30, but I got a quick question. Are you and your fiance going to be making this decision?
Yeah, it will be both of us. Would you like me to have him join the call as well?
I would love that. So we can make sure that if he has any questions, we can go ahead and answer them while we're on one call. Does that sound good?
Yeah, can I ask you one more question, John?
Of course.
Should I have our real estate agent set in on the FaceTime call as well, or?
Yeah, so if you want to have them join in, that is perfectly fine. I got a quick question for you. If you're using that real estate agent, why are you on our site?
Well, he doesn't really have a great site. We've been friends a really long time, so we just knew he would kind of be who we used. We've just been browsing the internet and kind of keeping him on the back burner. Don't want to waste his time and all.
Absolutely. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
And the only reason why I ask you this, Whitney, is because I've seen it happen over and over again. Are you okay with possibly your relationship going sour or south or having some friction if the deal doesn't go like you want it to? Are you okay with that?
I don't know. I never really thought about it like that, John. I guess probably not. I mean, we're really good friends, so I don't know. Why would you say that?
Yeah. And once again, that's most people don't think about this. And it's unfortunate. I see it a lot where somebody will take their friend on as their agent because they think they're doing the right thing. The deal will go bad, something will happen, and then their relationship fails. And like you, most people say the relationship's way more important than using them as an agent. So what we do, Whitney, is we actually provide a 25% referral fee to your friend so that they can go ahead, they can make money still. And I'll set him up on a referral network so he's continually getting referrals throughout the week, throughout the month, from our entire team. How does that sound?
You know what, John? That actually sounds better because his wife is so damn nosy. I don't need her knowing all about it. You're right. Just, it's okay. Well, I'll talk to my fiance about it. It's more his friend than mine anyways.
All right. Like I said, we'll make sure he gets his 25%. Then you guys can keep your relationship. And the cool thing is you could bring him aboard as far as, if he wants to take a look at the homes or anything like that, you could have him hop along. That's if you want to. But so we're set for Friday. Let me ask you, do you use a calendar to run your day?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So do I. Without it on my calendar, it does not get done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a calendar invite right now. Boop, boop, boop. What's your best email address for it?
It's munciew@gmail.com.
Okay. So I'm going to send it to you right now. Can you do me a favor? Just hit yes on that so it pops up in your calendar and it shows me that you confirmed it.
Yep.
Awesome. And my last thing, I just need to know, how do you like to receive reminders? Is it email? Is it text? Or is it phone call?
Don't call me a dog, 2 dogs and a kid, John. Just text me.
Just text you? All right. So when I text you about the reminder, you're going to see it?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, perfect, Whitney. Hey, look, have an amazing rest of your day. I'm excited to meet you and your fiance. If you have any questions beforehand, just let me know. Otherwise, make sure you utilize that toilet paper wisely and start bartering some things with your neighbors. Got
it. Will do. I'll talk to you Friday, John.
All right, see you Friday.
Thank you.
All right, give him a hand,
Whitney,
guys.
Really were hard on me.
I know, man.
Good job.
Hey, don't forget, now you get to give him feedback because he gave you feedback. So let's hear it.
Yes, please.
Feedback. I mean, something actually, so the line with, can we bring our agent with him? I guess this is positive feedback because we would use this as part of our training. We do a lot of scripting, and Lance would come in and do our scripting. And so we actually had 2 people completely dip out and say fake a medical emergency because Lance was so hard on them. They're like, oh, but the sugar's hitting me, I gotta go. So that's true story. So the way you handled it though, with still keeping the friend involved with the 25% referral, but then also, keeping you coming in as the main agent and the main point of contact, as a professional, and bringing the relationship up. That was really good to hear.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something that we get a lot because people always ask, oh, what if they have an agent? The first thing is I just wouldn't ask, but if they bring it up, that's the best way to rebuttal it.
Yeah.
And then coming on, and then what I usually use this, guys.
92 Gaslight, you said?
But I already used it on Whitney, which was send it to you.
Yeah.
So, but awesome. What other feedback? Because I'm here to grow as well.
That property is listed at $200,000.
Jason Millard, you're not muted.
It is under
so yeah, as far as feedback, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of what we are, there we go. A lot of what you were saying and kind of the tonality is good. I don't know. I don't really have negative feedback for you, John. It's kind of hard to negative feedback you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Growth feedback.
I'm sure somebody could rip.
Somebody else may have something.
So we use a power statement that I added in our scripts. So the thing is like, hey, listen, I understand anyone can show you a house or anyone can open a door, but do you have a rock star agent making sure you're getting to the best properties before they go under contract? And that's a power statement because it makes them start second guessing. Like, what do you mean? What's a rock star agent? Yeah. And we use like our Buyer's Advantage program and work a lot with like off-market properties. So like one of our hooks is we'll go and tell them like, hey, look, if we know where you're looking, what style, price, and other interests, we can give you direct priority access to those so that you're getting in front of line, not having to wait on those. That includes off-market, coming soon, even below market valued home, and use that as a hook to get them to separate that. Because I mean, if they're looking at our website, they're looking at other people's website as well, right? So we've got to make a separation. And we started using that hook because one thing that we started doing is all these properties, we started using the coronavirus as, hey, listen, it's a good time to buy because it's not as competitive. In our market 2-3 weeks ago, before all this Corona stuff was going on, we were getting to multiple offers, 6, 7, 8 offers on these properties. And so we're using them, that we're using this as a hook, but, giving them reasons why, and giving them a little bit more value for what we're doing. But that's been a huge hook for us to get people to actually want to get on the phone with us or want to actually meet us in person or via Zoom or whatever it looks like. To get them. And then we started creating like all FSBOs, all sellers that are thinking about selling. We created a tag in Sync as off-market properties so that we can go out and start if we bring someone in, we can click on just that label and, have 120 different properties that are off market. And then they're like, holy shit, like I need to call those people because they're going to make sure that we actually do it. And then we followed up with a story. I think stories are powerful. And we actually just sold, we sold one property that was sight unseen virtually. And then the neighbors of that property, we sold their house as well, but they bought a property that we had on our off-market sellers program. And they got that property for 25. They actually got that property $25,000 less. So sharing stories like that is powerful.
Stories sell, man. Absolutely. Jay's correct. Stories sell. And most of us have them, right? Like, it's just utilizing them in the proper timing.
Guys, listen, it's been amazing. It's been fun. I do want to say that I'd love to sit here and continue doing the role practice all day and all night. Hey, Erica, how are you? Hey, by the way, Jay Combs, my man Jay up from Mr. Tennessee, the whole state of Tennessee. By the way, is that your videographer in the background catching the story amongst the story? I like it. It's pretty cool. But anyways, yeah. Remind me his name?
Brian.
All right. Sounds good, man.
OG.
I got you. But anyways, so thank you for that. I appreciate the story. And also too, I just want to say, guys, this is amazing. Let's do this more often. Listen, we didn't even do this before Corona hit. I mean, listen, the deal is we certainly don't wish that on anybody, but let's just get out of our head, man. Let's have fun doing this thing, man. We're still going to win. We met people here today, talked, got new ideas, got new scripts. We're sharpening our saw. Let's just make the best of it, man. Let's just have fun. And I'd love to continue with you guys, but here's the deal. It's call night. It's time for us to actually get on the phone, call some people, and make some appointments, and let's get it going. So I want to set you guys free to your offices, back to your teams, back to your team leaders. You guys go have some fun, make some phone calls, book some appointments, change your life. All right, guys. See you guys at the top, from the top. You got pressure on. Have a good one. Take care, guys.